Ladies and gentlemen, one more video with this hairstyle, alright? Alright guys, I hope you like the dress, everyone. Now I did get a request to show my stomach more, and I don't, for me, like I have a great stomach, it's nice for sure. But I find that with Marco it's a lot better because the way that the top portion looks, because of the way that this stuff goes on, it makes it look like I'm bigger, but I'm not bigger. And this is probably not making me look that much bigger. Like I probably look perfectly thin, but I know that when Marco puts no shirt on, which he can't, because on YouTube he can't because it's risque. So Marco never puts no shirt on YouTube, but if he did, he'd have a perfect stomach because Marco doesn't have this top part on, and it makes his stomach flat because it's too tight on the top, so then it makes my stomach look bigger. So it's not really this big. It's really thin and perfect, but it's kind of like because of the way that happens, that's why. But it still looks really, really good. I find Melina looks amazing like this. And the request is obviously done for a reason. People like when I have this midriff showing. So it's kind of nice. And I don't want to talk about it too much because it'd be too risky. But, I mean, well, it's not risky because most Shania, everyone does their midriff showing. It's not a big deal. The funny thing is, with talking about risque stuff, almost everybody puts up stuff like that. Like it's like, oh my goodness, and then you're like, well, you know their channels aren't going to be paid, and you know their channels aren't going to be canceled, and you're just like, well, why would you bother? But a lot of people don't know. Like when I had my channel with my speedos and other things on there, I didn't know it was going to be canceled. I had no idea. I thought this is fine. Like I had no worries. You know, I didn't think of the audience really. I thought I was just focusing on the adult audience, and I thought they love it, so that'll be fine. And of course, there's children out there, so you can't do anything too risque. So I'm like, well, this is, I thought, well, now I've learned my lesson, but now this channel is all PG, so it's fine. But I find that with my other channel, I really think that they should bring it back and set it to adult. I know it doesn't make sense because I mean, what would be the point if I'm not getting paid on it? But I mean, I do think maybe like because so many people do that kind of thing, I think maybe they should change their rules to sort of have an adult kind of paid version of YouTube. But it might be too complicated. I don't know. But I mean, so many people do risque things on YouTube. So you're just like, at some point, you're like, are we gonna capitalize on it, or are we gonna let it slide? But a lot of people like. I mean, when I was doing the Speedos channel, I'm not doing that now. This channel is not risque at all. It's totally PG. But when I was doing the Speedos channel and all that, and body posing wear, bodybuilding posing wear, I was really, I really enjoyed it, and I loved the look I had because I was so perfectly thin and fit. It was a really good look. So for me, it would be really nice to have that channel back. And the funny thing is, Buff Corral, who's already famous and getting paid, I mean, he's not overly famous, but he's getting paid, and he's famous enough. He has he has his channel in UNDERWEAR, and that channel is still there. And I'm like, okay, why is his channel up still and my channel isn't? And I had fancier things on, like his channel had like the cheap hairs on, which people love that. But I'm like, okay, like how is his channel still up there and mine isn't? But anyway, I hope YouTube does change the rules on it. I think people are fighting for it. Like Cardi B's probably fighting for it like crazy. Nicki Minaj, all those celebrities are fighting for a different set of rules, or at least allowing certain things for maybe a different kind of way, a different method to allow it. But yeah, so I mean, I think it'd be really kind of, I mean, not like, definitely don't have children see those things, but to have like an adult version of the site, or to have your channel be all adult and it be allowed to do those things, but I mean there's other sites for that kind of thing, so it's not a big deal. And I mean if YouTube allows you to say, yes, I learned from my mistake, I'm going to do just PG videos, then that should be fine. But you're just like, at some point you're like, well, shouldn't YouTube be capitalizing on it because their performers do a lot of those kinds of videos, and a lot of people really don't know, and they just assume it's fine. So it's kind of like, well, if they think it's fine and they just do these things, then you're like, well, maybe at some point YouTube will. And I mean, YouTube is great. I love YouTube. so much. So I'm not concerned about what they do. I'm happy with them, so I don't mind. But I mean, I think maybe at some point they may want to do something with that because people are putting these videos up all the time and they love it. So anyway, thank you for watching. Bye now. And of course, the audience loves it too. All right, thanks guys. Bye. Close bye.